Well, it's playoff time. Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to Coach's Corner. This is our playoff edition of Red Raider football. It's been a while, but the Red Raiders are back in the playoffs, and they have a game against Midway coming up on Friday night at 7:30 at the brand new McLean Stadium on the Baylor campus. So it should be a great atmosphere, and Coach Darrell Piskey is with us. The funny thing about it, you even predicted, if I've heard you say this once, I've heard you say it 20 times. You actually thought you'd be playing Midway in the first round.
Well, I felt like that was kind of in the cards. Really, ever since Shane left, kind of felt like that.
Tell everybody who Shane is.
Oh, Shane was my DC that came
Shane
from
Anderson.
Midway over here. That first year, and then of course his family's all from there,
right.
And the state of the program at the time when the chance came for him to go back and be Midway's DC.
Mm-hmm.
He did the right thing for his family and took it. We missed him and harassed him, as he
Mm-hmm.
was leaving. But, it's just sometimes you just got a feeling something's going to happen, and, luckily it did.
Now, Shane Anderson, the defensive coordinator, he was your guy the first year here, so he's a good friend. And on top of that, their head coach, Terry, is it Gamble or Gamble?
Gamble.
Gamble. You played college football with him.
Yep. Spent 4 years with Terry. We graduated at the same time together.
At Tarleton State,
yes, sir,
right?
on the football team there. And, so it kind of goes deep when you got those kind of ties and, known Terry a long time.
And on top of that, you're from Marlin.
Pretty close to the area.
So
yeah.
that's the area, right?
Yeah.
Their old coach, Bechtel, you knew him really well too,
yeah,
right?
Started playing Midway back in the 70s when I was in elementary. No, we actually, they were in our district, and Brownell Smith was our head coach, came in my senior year. We'd been through a couple of 1-9 seasons. Brownell came in, of course, Coach Bechtel and Calvin Hill, who was also there at Midway. They were all at Marlin at that time, and then we ended up beating them 7-3. They had Andy Hawkins, Mike Lively, some pretty good players back then, and we beat them 7-3 for the district championship.
Was that the same Andy Hawkins who pitches?
That's right, for
was
the Padres.
Major League pitchers, yeah.
Sure.
Works for the Rangers.
That's
okay.
right. That's right. Hurdled me on a play when I went to hit him low, so we won't bring all that back up. But anyway, so those guys, have just had a lot of ties to Midway, all through the years. And then, I always felt like the one mistake I made in coaching was I turned Coach Bechtel down for my first job. He kind of got me into coaching. Coach Bechtel went over to Midway and then became the head coach there after Brownell stepped down. But he had gotten me a job right out of college, but it was junior high, and being dumb, I thought I was too good for junior high, and I started at the freshman level there in Terrell, and I always felt like, just because what he meant to me and stuff like that. And if we get started talking about him, I'll go on all day. But I've been around Midway a long time. We went offensively, visited them when I was at Valley Mills, and then went to Fairfield, and Coach Bechtel was still the head coach, and we went to their defense, and then Kent retired, and then he came over, because John was my offense coordinator, his son. And so he come over, and help us on the weekends, putting in the defense and all that.
Well, and again, for those not familiar, Hewitt is the town. It's south of Waco, and the high school is Midway. They have gone up kind of like South Lake Carroll in that they went from like 1 or 2A. They've kind of gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and now they're at the 6A level.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I always had a great program.
Yeah, and pretty good team, undefeated.
Yeah, they're really good.
We'll talk more about Midway coming up in a moment. You scored a school record, 75 points against Naaman Forest on Thursday night. Before we see the video, what went right that night?
Well, nothing early. I mean, we came out kind of sloppy. The kids, you can hammer them all you want, but, they got to mature a little bit and recognize, even though you may think you're better than your opponent, if you don't come out and play, then it's going to be a ball game. And Naaman came out, did a good job, got after us early and drove the football down our throat and scored. And then, once we got it going, the kids kind of came out of their funk and got it together and played pretty well. You don't like scoring that many points, but you had your second team in for the last 2 drives, and hard to tell those guys, hey, just lay down. But it was good to see those guys all get playing time.
Now, again, also, you needed a little help on Friday, and Rowlett did beat Saxe, and everybody that I know that's connected with the Robert E. Lee football program, they were either listening on the internet or getting tweets all night long about the score. What were you doing?
Well, all the coaches had a pretty big bonfire out at Coach Robertson's. Lives out in the country, and we had a big fire and sitting around in our chairs and listening to it on the radio, some talk radio deal. I'm not much on that internet stuff, but it's fun. I'm the old guy, so I left at halftime. Thought, well, I'll just go home and listen to it with the wife and Dylan. They kept texting me, wanting to know the score, and then I get home, I can't find it on the internet and get it. I think it was 7 minutes to go. I was able to call a number and listen to it on my phone. So, but that was fun, just out there fellowshipping and, you know, and knowing all the people were listening, and because it means a lot to these kids, to the community.
All right, now that you're in it, you're here to win it, right?
Yeah, we didn't, you know, we're not driving down there just to, you know, be glad we got there.
Right.
You know, we can go down there, we want to play a good football game, try to play the best game of the year and against a great team, see where we end up.
All right, let's roll the tape on the game with Naaman Forest. It was 75-27. The Red Raiders won on Friday night, or on Thursday night, I should say, at Williams Stadium in Garland. And here you go. Now, they had the ball first. And
Defensive highlight here, that's Samples there in Derman, I believe, making a play. I apologize, got a little busy this weekend, didn't pre-watch it before we came on.
I thought Samples seemed like he played pretty well.
Yeah, at times, you know, took some plays off, but, you know, he got after it pretty good. You know, we do a good job there. I believe that's Wheeler coming up inside out, fitting like he's supposed to and making a tackle. That back's pretty good. You know, number 15 did a good job. I believe his last name's Nelson, but
yeah, Michael Nelson
did a good job, and good kid. Talked to him after the game and got a good head on his shoulders. Hopefully he'll get a chance to play somewhere.
Yeah, and again, they had nothing to play. I mean, they were, other than pride.
That's right. And they, you know, Coach Sedberry's done a good job. This first play here, you know, come out, run our jet sweep pass here, and Carr does a good job of getting it to Ijuan. He does a good job catching it and getting in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a fun play. Trevor Carr on the option.
Yeah, we've
former quarterback made a heck of a throw too.
That's right. That's right. He was a little confused in pregame, you know, wanting to warm up and stuff, but you know, he does a good job. And then the guy's protection off the edge, you know, helped. But what sets that up is we do a pretty good job blocking and running those jet sweeps, and just worked out good. It answered their drive with one play, so that was good.
Yeah, and that was kind of a preview of things to come for the night offensively. Here you are back on defense.
Back on defense here, and I believe that's Colt Casey coming off the edge there, and then, of course, linebackers filling in there also, and safeties. At times we looked pretty good fitting. You know, there's times we still didn't.
And that's been the issue all year, guys trying to do too much, has it?
Well, at times, yeah, they bounce inside, you know, instead of playing off the edge. You know, we just got to get, you know, a lot out of our front. We're kind of undersized and get single blocked a lot, which allows guys to get on our linebackers. So, you know, we got to do a better job of drawing some double teams and getting there. That was a good job there by the safety, Udo. And a couple other guys got in on that there. But,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, we're going to have to play a great game, the entire game fitting against Waco Midway.
They're both there. They're not really there. Are they a spread team? But they run and pass.
Yeah, they do
right?
both. They're pretty balanced. You know, a lot like Rockwall. I mean, they got good running game, good passing game, good special teams. Now this is Sample, and I believe
looks like
Calhoun.
Ray Calhoun in there, 39.
Just wide angle, same play.
Looking at Midway, you got a big, tall quarterback that's apparently pretty
Yeah,
good.
the Hicks kid, he throws the ball well. You know, what he does well is if you make a mistake in coverage, he finds it, the open guy, and gets it to him.
Cameron Price, this is a blocked field goal.
Yeah,
here.
he actually blocked 2 of them that night.
Yeah.
You know, thought he could have had one more if he'd have sold out on that one, but you know, then we do a good job. Udo scooping it up there, but that's a big play. To get a couple of blocks on those kicks is good.
Cameron has had a really good year coming off the edge. He's blocked several.
Yeah, he really has. You know, which is good because he hadn't been off sides very often. A lot of time that guy starts getting some, then he gets antsy and gets off sides. But you know, he's done a good job with his angle and his path and getting there and just selling out.
All right, you
back on offense here, snap a little high, but you know, Zach pulls it down, does whatever Zach does, which half the time we don't really know what he's going to do. But
it works
we
most
like
of the
the
time.
results
Right?
most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time you like the results. He had over 1,000 yards rushing in the regular season this year. And you would have gotten another 1,000. You did get another 1,000 out of the tailback position.
Yeah, you know, rolling those 2 guys like that, you know, good news is it keeps them fresh. You know, bad news is it doesn't look like they have just tremendous stats. But I think, you know, Devontae and Tavon both are capable, good backs. Being juniors helps a lot also.
Yeah, both of them really good. Just a good straight ahead, hard charging running play right there.
Yeah,
right?
O-line had some good push going.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tavon, I believe that's Tavon there making good cuts, but O-line getting some push. I think Tavon ended up with 107 yards or something like that.
Yeah, that was just everybody contributed. able to use a bunch of different runs. It looks like about 8 or 9 guys carried the ball.
Yeah.
On Thursday
You know,
night.
got Cameron Holmes and Russell and those guys some reps. That's the defense. That's Miller and that D line over there doing a good job. You know, guys did a good job there at the end. You know, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, started getting some pushing and shoving going on, and you know they had a few personal fouls, and I thought our guys did a good job of just walking away and letting it be called on them. I think they had 3 or 4 and 1 ejected, so that's always good. You know, there's an example there, Teddy Matlock taking out that puller and, you know, sacrificing himself to just let the teammates make a tackle.
Which that's important too.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, can't get caught up in, I'm supposed to make the tackle. There's Derman there showing why he's on defense. But he does a good job of jumping that route. And
He did.
Seeing the quarterback's eyes.
He was thinking about a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he's having flashbacks to that Texas High game last year.
Yeah, when he ran one in, yeah. Yeah, he was thinking 6. All right, here you go there near
Back
the goal
on
line.
defense,
Good stand here. I think I remember this stand.
Yeah, guys, you know, like I say, did a good job of making a pile, not giving them a seam, and then linebackers fitting up in there. You know, safety's coming down. Safety's always got to be the last one to fit and make everything right. So at times they did that pretty good the other night. Probably the same series here. That's Colt Casey, I believe, going hill line there.
It is fun for these young men to get this opportunity after. It's been 2010 since Robert Lee was in the playoffs.
These seniors have never got to do it, you know, so get them to experience that. And, you know, we're going to try to get there a little early and get all that picture taken and all that selfie bull out of the way. And, you know, give them a little extra time. And then, hey, at this time, we'll get to our normal routine.
Here's Zach with the wide angle view, Zach Hall.
Makes a good pull.
Because you had a goal line stand there.
Yeah, got the football back.
Get the football back, and here you go.
You know, Zach did a good job of making his read and getting downfield. And when he gets to open field, he's, you know, pretty hard to tackle back on defense here. That's Gaines going downhill line. And then just a host of guys, linebackers, guys squeezing from the other side. Safety fitting off the edge, see him coming.
You have been able to develop. You're using as many as, 8 guys on that D line?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. You know, that way we can roll them in fresh. They're also undersized. That it, you know, it helps to be fresh.
Right.
I believe that was Gaines again. You know, the good news is they're not all a bunch of selfish guys pouting because they're not starting and getting put back on the bus or anything. You know, they just roll in and
do their job. Try to do their job.
I'm going to play as much as the starter. I'm just, you know, not getting called the starter. Banks makes a good block right there, and
he's a heck of a blocker too. Is that Juwan Banks?
Yeah, he's actually, you know, done a lot better. Trevor and him both have improved their blocking a lot.
Wesley is the real blocker, though.
Wesley and Craver are probably the 2 best blockers on the football team outside the, you know, some of them old linemen.
Right.
They do a good job cutting and sacrificing, and you know that's what people don't see. Sometimes guys don't get that much playing time because they don't block that well when they don't have the ball, and so they're, you know, everybody's got to be able to do that. This is Craver here, I believe. He kind of makes some good runs. He's got good vision.
And they threw a flag at the end of that play.
Had a late hit out of bounds there,
yeah.
So they helped us a few times on that, which we appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Craver, really, if you watch him, I make jokes in the office. He runs like a deer that just ran out in the road and is trying to get across the fence. You just, he gets it going.
He does. He runs hard every time. Here's that bubble screen
play. Great
play.
cut block out there by Tyreek, you know, and don't want to see the kid hurt, but Tyreek did what he's coached to do, go out there and cut that guy and let Ajuan and Devers make something happen.
Was this Devers on the catch here?
No, that was Ajuan.
Ajuan, okay. I remember the play, had forgotten who had it, and Tyree Grayson made the good block.
Yeah, he did. He did. He went and cut that guy, and, you know, we've been trying to get those little guys cut all year. I believe this is handing it to Tyreek here, and he's got the speed to get around the edge, and then, you know, enough vision to get inside that guy and get in the end zone.
Yes, he does.
We got to get him the football as much as we can.
Junior slot receiver Tyree Grayson.
Him and Parker both had, both had good games.
Yeah. They're both weapons too. Not
Yeah.
big guys, but
No, that's right.
they're tough.
That's right.
Fast,
We'll
too.
just split them up next year and put one inside on the other side, where Banks and Carr will be vacating.
Here's another block
Price
kick.
got him another one. Yeah, they work that all the time. I mean, he's gotten a lot better. He doesn't hit the holder. Coach Robertson holds for me when they're working on their block. He got KO'd early in the season, said he'd never hold again.
But that's a special talent to be able to. You got to be quick.
Yeah, you got to understand the angle and be willing to sell out. And coaches, Peterson, those guys, defensive special team coach, does a good job of teaching that. Again, this is Zach, making the right read.
Now,
and
he's
getting an
gone
open
on this
field.
one. This is a long touchdown by Zach
Yeah, I thought
Hall.
one of them linemen might catch him, but he was able to pull away.
75-yard touchdown run by Zach. Pretty nice.
Yeah, defense, they were laughing on Saturday, talking about there's times, or Friday, they didn't have time to make any adjustments. They'd sit down, one play would score, and they'd have to go back on the football field. But
No time to rest.
we
right?
don't mind that. Better than that one play turnover and get back on the field, back on defense here.
Here's the defense.
Again, you see your defensive end. I can't tell who that is, but looks like Colt Casey. Just taking that one guy out, sacrificing himself, and the other guys fit where they're supposed to fit and make a play.
Very nicely done.
Again, I think you see the same thing. I believe that's Ragland doing it there, but got that counter coming at him. He goes and blows that leg up with the puller. Doesn't really give him any place to go, and then all the guys fit off of that.
Nathan Ragland's kind of a fun story. He started like the last 4 ball games, so
Yeah, I tell you, he
kind of came out of nowhere for
just
you, didn't
does. We always knew he was very coachable and good kid, and within the last year, got in the weight room a little more. But he's just one of those do exactly what you tell him, how you tell him to do it, when you tell him to do it. So, he can get by with, right there, got to come to balance. Can't see who that was, but then, of course.
That may have been 45.
Oh, Lord.
I think it might have been 45 on that play.
I think it was. I remember Curbo
Yeah.
talking to him about
Yeah, I
that,
think
about
so.
coming to balance and making play there. He shows his heredity here with his athleticism.
Yeah, I think that might have been number 45. What's his name again? I can't remember.
Braden Coates, I believe is his name. But he calls the guy to bail, and the other teammates, fit where they're supposed to fit. There's a lot of guys do that. They just get so excited and see that guy and think I got a clean shot.
Yeah,
And
kill shot coming, right?
Yeah.
Here's a screen pass that didn't work out so well.
Oh,
Here's Ragland.
Ragland is, I thought they was going to strip him there, but
Made a nice play, just not quite fast
well,
enough to take it
that's
to the
right.
house, right?
Recognizing the screen, that's a big thing. Those D linemen recognizing that screen. Coach Peterson's done a good job of teaching them to retrace their steps. And
When I see him this week, I may have to kid him about it. J.J. Watt would have taken that to the house.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, a
the
lot of
Houston
people would have
Texans.
taken that to the house. It's just not Ragland.
He's played well, though. That
No,
kid
he
has
has.
really played well
There's
for
Mason
you.
Parker.
Here's
There's
Mason.
Trevor blocking off the edge. Somebody else made a good throw there. Mason's pretty
Mason's
hard.
tough. He's hard to bring down.
He is hard to bring down.
And he's got great vision. I mean, he just whatever he's got, you're going to get.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's pretty amazing there. You think
He
he's
really
down?
is.
He just keeps fighting.
Yes, he is.
And he got a little competitive nature in him too, which you like.
Yeah. No, he's
Got pretty hair too. I mean, we got to make sure we mention his hair for him.
Yeah, well, these kids have gone to the long hair thing. That's kind of a new deal,
yeah.
isn't it? Are you
That's
good?
a good job there. Tavon, O-line's getting a push, and Tavon just keeps fighting.
Yeah, he'll play the whistle blows, won't he?
Yeah. They've all done a good job on that. They don't take plays off on offense. They block downfield. They stay with their blocks. That's just been the nature of the game. I believe we motion Trevor in here and let him take the snap. I know talking to Midway, they've already talked about when we snap it between his legs to Zach.
Yeah.
So you trade all 10 films, you get to watch everything.
Trevor Carr. Senior former quarterback, already had a touchdown pass. Now he has a touchdown run in this game.
Yeah, had some touchdown receiving, but they keep getting called back. Guys did a good job here rallying to the ball and fitting and, wrapping up. Can't see who initiates it, but looked like everybody stayed where they're supposed to be. again back on defense.
Yeah, string it out. Got him.
Yeah. Now the outside guy there was really supposed to go blow that up a lot quicker, but his buddies bailed him out. Gonna take a team pursuit there Friday night. They're pretty good offensively.
You think nice effort on the edge.
Yeah, Teddy doing a good job.
You actually think that Midway's better than Rockwall?
Yeah, pretty similar really, but I got to give them the edge with playoff experience.
Right.
They've made a lot of deep runs. Of course Shane was there and they played for the championship against Lake Travis the year before he came and joined us here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the playoff experience, whereas Rockwall, got in last year. There's Devontae Gunn making a good run. Rockwall got in, won a playoff game last year, but Midway's just year in, year out there.
Yeah, they've done a great job. And they beat John Tyler about 4 years ago
Yeah.
in a playoff game.
Yeah, went and watched that game over at Corsicana.
This is Craver.
Yeah.
Wide angle view of Devontae Craver's run. Again, he and Tavon Wesley, between the two of them, well over 1,100 yards out of the tailback position this year. There's a heck of a block on the edge, too.
Yeah, and Tyreek does a good job here, and, Zach puts that ball up where he can go get it,
Yeah.
run away from the defense. So, we tried it earlier, and coverage got us a little bit. But, that back's got to be able to cut off the edge and give Zach some room to throw out there. And Coach Jerningen's done a good job of getting those guys to do that.
Running back gave him some time. I think that was Tavon who made that block.
Well, that right there was Craver.
Was that Craver?
But
Okay.
Tavon, if he's in there, it would have looked just like it.
But yeah, I mean, that's important. It's unsung, but it's important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Zach doesn't have time to make that pass.
Yeah, it's been a big difference. There's Ragland gets him a tip, almost another pick. I believe that was Samples getting pressure there. Yeah, that's one thing. Those old running backs, that's when you tell they're specialists, when they don't mind getting in there and blocking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that gets you a college scholarship.
Yeah, that's
too,
right.
doesn't
Just
it?
doing the little things. They
Right.
like to watch, see what you do when you don't have the football. Ragland's got a little pressure there inside out, and then I couldn't tell who that was over the top, but they caused a fumble, I believe, and we got it. We had a few chances to get some turnover, especially on our special teams.
Flush him out again. Go get him again. And the ball came out, and you got a fumble recovery out of that, right? Some more defense.
Tatum does a good job here playing his hands. You either got to play the receiver or the ball, and that time he actually played the ball and did a good job.
By this time of the year, against all these passing offenses, these guys, these defensive backs, they've been through the ringer. Too,
Yeah, that's
haven't
right. Get good pressure here and flush him, and then we stay after it there. Derman and I believe Watson's in on that one. Still on defense here. Again, that's a good job of Teddy setting off the edge, and then everybody fitting, not letting him have an alley to run through.
Proud of Teddy Matlock. Injured last year, missed most of the season with a knee injury.
Yeah.
He's been able to hang in there all year
That's
long.
right.
And
Come back and
good for him.
get to play, and that's good for him his senior year. Got a little empty package going here. Want to work on it some, and again, Mason just kind of sees the field and makes a good run.
That jet sweep has become a popular weapon in football, too.
Yeah,
hasn't
if
it?
you got guys, if you got running backs and outside slot receivers that'll block, it puts people in a bind because you're going to have to do it with the inside backers. Well, you're reading it, so if you run out there too fast, you're going to get it pulled and run back up the middle. So, and then another time we do it, and here's Zach makes the right read and gives it, and Mason picks up a few yards. Looks like he's a little tired. I'm going to have to run him a little bit.
Yeah.
But you see guys out there blocking off the edge. I believe that was Trevor Carr out there. Might have been Mason blocking for Tyreek. Nope, it's Tyreek out here, him and Carr. Same play back the other way. They really kind of screwed us numbers-wise, but Tyreek Speed's able to get out there and get around the edge, pick up some positive yards.
Only reason he didn't score, he ran out of room over there.
Yeah. If he had enough room, could have got around the edge, but he still did a good job getting, they had 2 for our 1 to block, so.
Driving again. Fake that play.
Yeah, that was going to be a pass.
I think Zach's going to score here, isn't he?
I think if he's down there,
No, not quite.
You just never know unless you.
So it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, we go to our little bone look and.
And Zach gets the touchdown.
Yeah. Again, you got guys blocking off the edge, and you got the outside threat, and usually short yardage, you might get you a little crease to slip in there. We thought Zach would pull that. Back on defense here. Again, that side looks like Gaines closing with the help of linebackers.
Their running back had over 1,600 yards coming in, so he was a formidable.
Yeah, he's had a great
challenge,
year, carried it a lot of times. There's their version of our Cheetos, and guys did a good job of taking away all the possibilities.
They get the award for the most unusual uniforms I think you've seen this year, don't you think?
I guess unusual wasn't quite the word we was describing it with, but started with you. But
green pants and an orange jersey.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay. Kind of looked like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. There's I think that was the corner there. Making a good play. No, safety. I believe that was Wheeler, if I remember correctly.
If we do, we'll take a look at that and bring it back here. This is an offensive play, and then we're about out of time. Bunch of great highlights, and this is probably a good way to wrap it up. There's a touchdown run by Zach Hall, and I think that's a great way. Let's bring it back because, again, we're just about out of time. All right, so that's done now, and what do you expect on Friday night out of Midway?
Well, I expect a really good football team. Like we talked about earlier, a lot like, Rock, compare them to Rockwall. They're just solid all over, good on offense, good on defense, good on special teams. They've got the playoff experience. They make a pretty decent run every year. The program's solid, and so we're going to come out and play a great football game, to compete, and if we do that, I think we'll compete.
And I guess the key at this point is not just to be satisfied to be here, right?
Yeah, it's not about just getting in. It's about going over and winning some games, and if he's going to do that, might as well not go. So we want to go over and compete and let the kids experience. You want them to enjoy the experience, but understand, hey, it's a new ball game. It's like when we started district. Everybody starts over, record 0-0, losers out, winner keeps going.
All right, go get them.
Yes, sir.
The Red Raiders again play the Midway Panthers. It's a Friday night game, and again, the new McLean Stadium right off Interstate 35. It's the new Baylor Stadium. It's a beautiful facility. I'm anxious to see it myself. And the game will kick off at 7:30 on Friday night at McLean Stadium against Midway. And obviously the Red Raiders need and deserve your support. It's playoff time. Great for the Red Raiders and the Lions to be back in. So good luck to both schools as we begin the 2014 playoffs. For Coach Piskey and the Red Raiders, thanks for joining us.